Welcome back to A Current Affair. Well, the stories just keep coming. Peril at sea for women on cruise ships. Seems like it's a hidden sexual crime problem that escapes prosecution. I spoke with a young lady from Atlanta who ran into trouble on board more than once.
And suddenly, this old man just goes down with his hands right on her private parts.
This is a crew member describing Jennifer Smith the night her husband George disappeared. Clearly, she was not herself. By his account, she was heavily intoxicated, seemingly semi-conscious. She was also seen inebriated by an eyewitness we'll call Vito.
She was bouncing like a ping ball game, you know, off the walls in like the bar.
Was Jennifer just drunk, or could someone have slipped something into her drink? We're learning about the effect of some illegal drugs used aboard cruise ships, and our experts tell us they're all too common. Today, we're talking to Jane Travis, who says her drink was drugged, and when she came to, she'd been sexually assaulted. Jane Travis joins us now. Your story is so similar to the Smith situation, and you and your fiancé were on a cruise. He drank too much in the disco, and then you found yourself alone there. Tell us what happened to you.
I had taken him back to the room and went to go retrieve my camera from the bar that we had been in, and I had one more drink, and I wish I hadn't. The next thing I remember was being in front of an elevator in a place I'd never seen before. It ended up being crew quarters, and I had to find my way back, to my room. My underwear was in my hand. I had no idea what had happened, where I was. It was very scary.
Do you think you were drugged?
Absolutely, no question.
Was there a point where you said, oh my gosh, I'm going under, or?
No. The last thing I remember was just talking to people, picking up my camera, and I was going to head back, to my room. And the next thing I knew, I was standing in front of an elevator in a place I had never seen before.
And were you taken advantage of during the time you were blacked out?
There's no question that I was.
And did you report it to the ship authorities?
Absolutely. I went first to the customer service desk, and they sent me down to the ship's doctor. I spoke with someone down there. The gentleman told me that probably the best thing I could do was, not get so drunk and stay with my husband. And this was after I'd already told him I was with my fiancé. So it was obvious they weren't listening to me and basically laughing in my face.
And how has this affected your life?
We never got married. And I'm sure it was a result of that situation because everything was fine prior to that.
What do you think of when you hear this story about Jennifer Hagel and George Smith?
It made me angry. And I felt really, really bad that I hadn't spoken up sooner because I kind of wondered, maybe if I had, perhaps that situation wouldn't have been allowed to take place.
All right, Jane, thank you. Stay with us. Also joining us is one of the leading experts on maritime law, Attorney Charles Lipcon from Miami. Mr. Lipcon, you hear a lot of these stories of crime on cruise ships. Is Jane's story unusual?
Not at all. What she's telling us is entirely consistent with what I've been hearing for over 10 years.
To be refused medical treatment, though, have you ever seen that before?
Absolutely. The rape exam should be done immediately once it's reported. And if it's not done, then you can lose very valuable evidence.
What can Jane do at this point?
So there's not a heck of a lot that she can do other than tell her story, perhaps get her congressman or her senator involved, and actually something positive be done, that comes out of the George Smith tragedy.
All right, Charles Lipcon and Jane Travis, thank you both for joining us. Jane, hang in there. You did absolutely nothing wrong. And we'll be back with more of A Current Affair after this.